Hello everyone and welcome to another video tutorial on novelty. Today we are going to be talking about galleries, and this particular method that I will be using is kind of a makeshift method, but it works. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and launch up novelty here. And I want to apologize in advance for any random noises you guys might hear in the background. I have a very rambunctious kitten that really wants to play with everything known to man. So, yeah. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am actually going to start up a brand new project. And this project is going to probably have, I don't know, I'm probably going to do the regular sample novel interface. And what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up our pages first. So the first thing I want to do, excuse me, I've been trying to get over this cough for a while now, but first thing we're going to do is I'm going to set up 3 threads. And you don't have to do threads if you don't want to, because this method has to do with save files. And save files, the slots for save files, I should probably point that out. The save slot files are what's most important to this project. So for right now, we are going to go ahead and just set up our page so that you guys can see how it works. By no means, y'all don't have to use threads if y'all don't want to. It's totally fine. If you want to use pages, that's fine. Or whenever you have your pictures pop up or whatever, it doesn't matter how you want to do it. This project in general is literally only meant to show you guys how it works. So, and please excuse me. Alright, so here I am going to add, I don't know, 3 random backgrounds from the KSM inventory. So, alright, we got the trees, we've got, I don't like that one. Let's do, yeah, that can work. Okay, so I've got my 3 backgrounds, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rename all of these backgrounds. So I'm going to do BG1A, and then I'm going to hide it. This one's going to be BG2A, and then I'm going to hide that one, and then BG3A. Oh, it actually redid what I, BG1A. Right, that, BG2A. I drank some Sprite this morning and I've just been coughing ever since. Holy God. I should probably make myself some tea. BG3A. So the only reason why I'm actually renaming all of these backgrounds is specifically because we don't want the backgrounds to get confused with other backgrounds that we will be using. But for starters, we are definitely going to, I'll probably go ahead and copy all 3 of these. And I'm going to make a brand new screen. And this one's going to be called Gallery. Oops. And I'm just going to paste all 3 of the pictures there. And I'm going to shrink them down to size. So I want my thumbnails to be maybe this big. We're not going to turn these into thumbnails, so So it's not going to have like the thumbnail file name. Instead, it's just going to be, you know, just a small square for the picture. Like we're literally just scaling it down to a more usable size. And we're going to turn all three of these images into a small image so that we can easily just fix it up a little. So I'm gonna just put that there, there. I think bringing it over a slide would be fine. All right, so now I'm gonna have these like dead center. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one in the center, and then we'll move these accordingly. So this right here is at 253. We're going to put this to 253, and we're going to put this to 253. Okay, so let's actually set all of them in the center and then move them. That might be better. So center, and then center the scene. So right now what I'm doing is I'm literally just setting up our main gallery screen. So I'm just going to go ahead and hold shift and move this over to where it looks like a good distance away from the other images. And when you hold shift, it shifts the images in a certain like a certain distance space. Usually it's a pretty good space away from usually they're pretty evened out is what I'm trying to say. There we go. Trying to come up with words. And I apologize if I'm a little bit scatterbrained today. I have been dealing with so much real world stuff. I am so out of it. But anyways, so now we're just going to line them up a bit. Excuse me. Maybe I need another drink. That's better. Okay. Alright, so all of that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and add a text file or a text object, and I'm just going to put it as the gallery. And I'm just going to center this in the scene, but I'm also going to, let's see, 180, so maybe at 150? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, and then I'm going to add a button. So we're going to come down on over here in our asset library, and we're going to go to objects, and I'm just going to add the original sample button. And I'm going to just type in X because this is just going to be the button to close out of the screen. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste a new picture in here, or the same picture, I should say. And I'm just going to size that to scene, and I'm going to also move it to the very bottom so that whenever this pops up, whenever this entire screen pops up, it's going to overlay what we already have instead of completely pop up over everything and be see-through in the background. So I'm just going to turn this into a black image, and I am also going to change the name of this, and I'm just going to title it background just so that we know for sure that this is just straight up in the background. So this is what we got so far. And we're going to go ahead and rename these thumbnails. And I'm just going to name it, I'm just going to get rid of all of these A's because we already have 3 backgrounds with the letter A at the end there. And you can name these whatever you want, just as long as you can remember them and can focus on them. So my suggestion, keep it simple, keep it sweet, and keep it short. Because you're going to have a lot to write. Or type up, I should say. Alright, so now we've got our gallery screen set up. We need to actually set this to close screen. Alright, so now it's 100% set up. Now we need to go back to our novel, and I'm just going to type in some random dialogue here. And here are some story choices. Excuse me. And from here, I'm going to add a menu. We're just going to show menu, and we're going to come up here to our property inspector. Oops. That was not what I wanted to do. Alright, so here's our property inspector, and I'm just going to stretch this out a little bit. And I'm going to scroll down to just the straight up sample menu. And because I have 3 threads over here, I'm just going to use them. And we have 3 backgrounds on our main screen. So this background, I guess I'm just going to title this as the, I guess we'll rename this one as the sunset. And the second one, can't remember my names. We are going to go ahead and hide the backgrounds as well. So this one right here, we'll call this one the alleyway. So we'll rename this one to alley. And for the third one, oops. And for the third one, the trees or the sky. So we'll name this one sky. Alright, so now we've got our threads kind of set up and we've got our page set up. So that's pretty good. Alright, so we're going to add another button. And I'm just going to title this one as gallery. And I'm just going to call it the G button because it'll just keep it simple, easy. Alright, so I'm just going to sketch and skew this little button here. Alright, so there's our gallery button, and this button is going to open a screen, and it's going to be our gallery screen. So after we've got that going, we're going to go ahead and edit this menu. So for the first one, let's see, we've got the sunset, so let's stroll, or let's take a stroll. How about that? Let's take a stroll. Let's take a stroll. And this is going to play a thread, and it's called the sunset. And for the second option, we're going to do, let's see the alleyway. And this is also going to play a thread, and we are going to choose the alley. And right here, we are going to choose, or we're going to write out, let's take a look at the sky. And this one's also going to play a thread, and we're just going to click on the sky. So now we've got our choice menu set up, and because I want the choice menu to pop up like 3 times, you can technically use a label right here if you really wanted to, But for me, I'm just going to play some text after every time we choose something. I'm just going to play some text just to kind of keep it simple and going through. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Here are some story choices. Okay, so here, or you can choose another option. And we can just copy and paste our original show menu, and then we'll just type out some more stuff. And we'll type out, oh, I don't know, choose another option just for good measure. And of course, we'll go ahead and paste that as well. Nice. Nice. You completed the gallery. Don't forget to click the gallery button to see what you have unlocked. There we go. Alright, so now we've got our page set up and everything looks pretty good. So now let's go set up our threads. So the way I'm doing this is I am actually putting in some save files or some save slots. And the way we do this is we're going to go ahead and add a script for whenever this particular thread is played. The second it is played, it will have this save slot. So oops, I chose the wrong thing. So right here we are going to do run script. Up here in the property inspector, we are going to type in novel dot save game state 1000 and we'll just do 1001 semicolon, and that will end our little string here. So that's going to run, and then we're going to type out some things, and we're gonna be like, I don't know. So the reason why we want to choose slots 1000 and up for this is because we want to keep it separate from our main game. There are probably going to be some save slots that you want to use between like slots maybe like 500 to 1000, and those slots are probably, you can probably use those for other things that your game needs to implement. But for our purposes, because we want to keep it separate from our main game and from any slots that might be automatically taken, we're going to use slots 1000 and up. So from here, I am going to type out, oh, I don't know. You've unlocked the sunset. And then from here, you're going to type out, I don't know. From here, we're going to go ahead and, actually, let's go ahead and add a reveal object. So we're going to change the object visibility, and I'm going to put that above the dialogue. So right here, we want BG1, I believe. We're going to show, yep, there's our sunset. All right, so we're going to show, and then we're going to just copy, and we're going to paste that beneath the dialogue. And we're going to hit the hide button for that one. And that's all we're going to do for this. And whenever this gets through playing, it's going to hop right back into our dialogue right here. And we'll continue on. So from here, I'm going to highlight all of these, and I'm going to copy, and I'm going to go to Alley, and I'm going to paste everything I just copied. And from here, we want to change game state 1002. And this is going to be BG2. And this is going to be BG2. So this is the alley, and that's all we have to do for the second thread. And the third thread, we're going to do the same exact thing, but this one's going to be slot 1003. And this part right here is going to be BG3A and another BG3A. And that pretty much concludes our setup files, or our setup places. So from here, we're gonna do two different scripts. You can technically do it on the same script if you really want to, but for me, I'm going to use two separate scripts because of the fact that I want to keep them separate and be able to just jump through it easily. So okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start a new script, and this one's going to be for let's say our gallery. We'll just name it gallery. And we're gonna have another script titled oh, what do we want to call it? It will be called, I don't know. We'll come up with a name later. So for the gallery, for our gallery, what we want to do is we want to link up our gallery pages or our gallery pictures right here to our unlocked stuffs. So the idea is when a thread is played, it will save a slot. It will save a brand new slot. And when the slot is saved, it should reveal these gallery icons or these gallery pictures. Actually, I'm going to add a little bit of flair to these, actually, because they look a little bit dull. So just for the sake of it being here, let's add some tape. That looks cute, right? Some little tape. We'll just stick in this piece of tape, and we'll just copy and paste that and put it down here. And we'll just copy and paste both of those, and then move those over, and then paste both of those again, move them over. That should be pretty good, I think. Okay, so now that we have these, we're gonna go ahead and rename these just so that they don't actually get mixed up with each other. And we're just going to number them one by one, and that should be pretty good right there. So from here, what we want to do is we're going to set up the gallery. So we're going to type in void in all lowercase letters, and we're just going to give this a title. So let's just name this we'll do we'll do it background by background. So we'll do check BG1. You can name this whatever you want. Just make sure you understand what it is. And right here, we're going to open parentheses, close parentheses. And we're going to type out if novel dot has game state I don't remember if it's one equal sign. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay, so if it has this needs to be typed out properly. Novel dot has game state 1001, which is our very first save. It's going to equal true. So sorry, you guys, I keep having to pause it because I have some really bad coughs coming up. No semicolon right here, but open parentheses, close parentheses, and we're going to do, let's think. Okay, so this right here will define the save file, and you're going to do a grab object, if I remember correctly. So you're going to do object at, we're going to define the object, so we're going to set the first one, which is our background. So you can type in BG1A if you want. I'm just going to type in A. And right here, it's going to be grab object. Oops. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, it's going to be equals scene dot get object. We're going to define this as BG1. Let's see, what did we name this specifically? Just straight up BG1. And we're going to do as object. And it's going to be a dot visible true. So what this means is that if the novel has this game slot right here, as if it has game slot number 1001, if it is true, then this image right here, which we defined right here, will be visible to our eyes. So from here, I am going to type out okay, so from here, we're going to type out, or hit enter button, we're going to type out else, open parentheses, close parentheses, and we're just going to copy all of this. And we're going to set this to false. And that's all there really is to it for the image. So from right here, let's just make sure that our script is built properly. I'm going to go ahead and take out a couple of those. So I'm just going to hit the build. It was successful. So we're gonna continue on, and I'm going to go ahead and include the tapes as well. So whenever whenever our image is unlocked, then the tape will also be visible as well. I think I'm going to actually lower the tape a little bit. Just bring it down just like a couple of points there. Okay, so from here, let's see. So we've got tape 1, tape 2. So I'm going to go ahead and type in, you can go ahead and copy and paste and paste. And this is going to be a 1 and this is going to be a 2. And all this is that it's going to be tape 1 and tape 2. So we should be able to, okay, so from right here, we also want to type in 1 and 2. We want this name to match this name. So that should take care of that. And then we're going to do the same thing down here. 1, 2. And this will be a 1. And this will be a 2. This will be tape 1 and tape 2. Let's go ahead and build our script. Script was successful. Let's go ahead and hide everything that we've got to offer here. So this right here needs to be hidden, 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 hidden. We're going to hide all of these plus the backgrounds as well. And okay, so I'm going to just lock these in place so that we don't accidentally move them anymore. So let's go ahead and test out this script real quick. So for starters, we want to actually, oh, we forgot one thing, you guys. We actually forgot to click on our backgrounds here. We need, what we need to do is actually link them up. So from here, we're going to type up a couple of events. Oops, I keep doing that, don't I? So we're going to type up a couple of events. So we're going to rename this as BG events. So, all right, so first of all, we're going to type in event. Let's name it. Okay, so let's do the first background. So BG1. So BG1 is going to have, all right, so here is where we are going to get a little bit creative. So we want this to actually open up another screen. So I'm going to actually, you don't have to do this part, but I'm going to actually set up 3 more screens. And what I'm going to do with these screens is I'm going to actually 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go ahead and name this to BG1, BG2, and BG3. And what these are going to have is it's actually going to have, just these images right here. So here's the first one. Here's the second one. Oops. Copy. Paste. excuse me. Where's that third one? There you are. Copy and paste. All right, so for the first one, we are actually going to size the seam. And this one is going to be visible. But I'm gonna actually bring it down some. And I'm just going to center that in the screen. Perfect. So from there, we're just gonna go to this one right here. And we're going to give it the same exact size, the one that we gave the other one. And we're just going to center that in the scene. And we're going to reveal the image. And for the third one, there you are. Just going to paste the scale size, and we're going to center that in scene, and we're going to reveal that one as well. We're going to come on over back to the gallery screen, and we're going to copy the X button. I'm just going to paste it just very randomly here. And if I copy this particular button again and paste it, it should actually pop up in the same exact place. Oops, I think I pasted two of them. Yeah. Oops. I keep pasting two of them. Alright, so that should be pretty good just as is. Alright, so all of these should close screen. Alright, so for this first thumbnail here, we want to create a scripted event. So when someone clicks on this image, it's going to pop up one of these backgrounds here. So over here, what we're going to define right here is our event, which is bg1 dot on mouse click, and we're going to type in novel dot open screen, open parentheses, open quotation marks, and we're going to type in bg underscore 1, close quotation marks, close parentheses, and semicolon. And that concludes our very first one. Oh, novel. Always make sure you spell your things correctly. And we defined this particular background right here. So let's go ahead and run this script just to make sure it works. And it shows that it works. So now we're going to hit the enter button, and we're going to pretty much copy and paste each one of these 2 more times because that's how many images we have. And this one is going to be BG2, and this one's going to be BG3. We're going to go ahead and define our backgrounds here because we have 1, 2, and 3. And that should be everything we need. And you hit the build button, and we've got it built. So now that we have our stuff, we can come on over to the gallery, and we can click on our very first image, and the very first image should have a list. And here's our first one, and we choose our second one. On mouse click BG2, and on mouse click BG3. So now we have our background set up perfectly fine. From here, we can choose we can choose to... Alright, so everything should be in working order. All you have to do now is copy all of these, I believe. Yes, we're going to go ahead and copy all of these. I had to read it real quick. And we're going to paste it once and paste it again for our third image. So for the second image, we're going to come on up here and we're going to type in number 2 so that we know that this is the second image that we're going to be working on. So the second image is going to have save slot number 2. And we're just going to go ahead and rename all of these so that we can go ahead and get started on everything that we need to get started on. So we're just going to rename all of these so that they match up properly. Oops. 2, tape 4. Alright, so now that we have all of these correct, we can just copy and we can paste so that we don't have to worry about renaming everything. And we just type out false and false again and false one more time. And that concludes our second image. The third image is BG number 3. And this is going to have save slot number 1003. And we're just going to rename all of these. 5, number 6. And I'm going to rename them as C, C, C again, C, C, and another C. Alright, so that should be renamed everything. And we just copy and replace all of these. Paste. And we change this to false. And we change this to false. And we change this to false. And let's build our scripts, make sure everything's good. Everything looks pretty good. If you got something red, it usually means that you might have not named something correctly, or something is contradicting with another one. So your best bet would be to erase your second and third images, go back to your first, build it, see if it works again, and then copy and paste all of that and redo your images so that it lines up properly. All right, so we have our gallery. We have our gallery set up. From here, over here, we need to go to our gallery, our gallery screen. We need to come over here and we need to run a script. And this script is actually going to check and make sure that we actually have these game slots here. So first we're going to type in, oops, keep doing that, dang it. All right, so we're gonna type in check BG1, because that's the name of this right here. And we're gonna put a semicolon. And we're gonna hit enter and check BG2, semicolon, check BG3. Make sure you put those open and closed parentheses as well for each one. All right, so let's go ahead and test out our script. All right, so let's go ahead and test it out. So if we hit the start button, here are some story choices. Let's take a stroll. If we go to our gallery button, it should open up. Ooh, it's working out. Let's choose our third option. Oh, something got awry there. Just a little bit. So, like I said, there are going to be a little bit of glitches here and there. So, let's see if we can fix up a little bit of this. So, what this is telling me is that when I clicked on this, when I clicked on that third link there, it definitely took me to see the sky, but it is also telling me that the third is also trying to reveal something else. So let's go over here and let's see what's going on here. So we have a couple things that are popping up here. So this should be 3 and 4 and 3 and 4. So for some reason, 3 and 4 popped up at the same time as 5 and 6. So let's go ahead and double check here. So 1001, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. We saw that the first one popped up just fine. So the first one is not our problem. The second one, however, appeared when we went here. The 1002, game state 1002, and it's supposed to check off this one. So let's go ahead and redo some of these scripts, because something did not quite fix itself. So let's go ahead and check this out. So right here we've got B, background 2, B, B1, B1, B2, B2, tape 3, tape 4. That sounds pretty correct. You scroll down, we got B, B2, or background 2, B, hold on a sec, background 2, object, get object, 1, tape 3, B1, and then B2 and B2. So those are working. So the question is, what on earth went crazy here? So when we click this one, what's happening? Okay, so when we go to the sky, we're having the tape pop up in the wrong spot. So I think I know what happened here. Okay, so BG2 and BG3 are named weirdly. So, okay, so it did technically pop up for the tape. The tape is correct. The background is not. So that means background 2, this one should be probably background 2. And this one should be background 2. Whereas this one is background 3. And this one is background 3. So now let's try it and see if that fixed our problem. So we hit the start button. And we shouldn't have anything here just yet. So if we click and let's see the sky. And technically that did fix our problem, but not quite just yet. We have it on the wrong side. So, okay, so what's happening here is, let's actually undo the background 2 and 3. All right, so now we've got background 3 and background 3. So let's switch the tapes actually. So tapes 3 and tape 4. Tape 3 and tape 4. And up here it would be tapes 5 and tape 6. Tape 5 and tape 6. So now let's see if I fix the problem. So if I hit the start button, here are some story choices. Going to the sky, we're looking at the sky, and there's our sky. If we click on our sky button, then we've got this background image that pops up, so it works. So let's go ahead and check out the other options. So let's look at the alley. If we click on the gallery, we've got the alleyway. So it works. It does. It really does. So there is a little bit of a glitch here, and if you guys can find a workaround, that'd be fantastic. I can make an add-on video and show others about it. But here is the only problem with this particular method that I haven't quite yet figured out. So if we hit the gallery button, people can actually still click on this empty space here. So if I clicked on it, we can still see this. So finding a workaround of that is kind of weird for me because I can't seem to actually get that to work properly. But if you guys can figure that out, hit me up. I would definitely love to find that out. But otherwise, this is what we have, and hopefully y'all guys learned a thing or two. And so yeah, this concludes our tutorial. I will have the project under a download, another download. You guys will be able to download it. Y'all guys will be able to use the scripts. If y'all guys don't know how to use the scripts and the downloads, then y'all guys can easily just take a look at a couple of my other videos. I have the way to do it on some other videos. So if y'all guys have any more questions, if y'all guys have any comments, anything that I should know about, or if y'all guys, even if y'all guys find an easier way to do this, that'd be fantastic. I would love to know. So yeah, that pretty much concludes our tutorial, you guys. We got through it. It's a long one, but it's here. And I apologize for such a really, really long wait for a video on this, actually, or tutorial in general. I don't think there's any tutorials out there for this particular question mark for this particular kind of project. But yeah, so hopefully y'all guys enjoyed it, and y'all guys hopefully learned something. It wasn't too hard, and the idea kind of came to me out of nowhere. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Happy holidays.